The setting for Valkyria Chronicles is an alternate 1930s Europe, but with a touch of fantasy. There are two factions fighting against each other, the Empire and the Federation, and between the two lies a small country called Gallia. The story revolves around a man named Welkin, who is defending Gallia from invasion. Welkin is actually a regular citizen of Gallia. He was a college student who was recruited into the army because of the impending war. The story of Valkyria Chronicles revolves around the themes of what regular people will do to protect their country and the ones they love. The game is a hybrid of tactical role-playing and third-person action, and we've developed a combat system for it called the Blitzed Battle System. First, in the command map, you can strategically place your individual units and characters wherever you wish. Then, once you move into combat, it transitions into third-person action, where you can run, hide, or fight like any other action game. We developed the game as a tactical RPG first, but quickly realized that it didn't have the dynamics of real warfare, and players wouldn't be able to relate to Welkin. So, we went back and added the action elements to create the tension and emotional attachment to the characters, and immediately realized that while playing through the game, the balance of the two is what makes Valkyria Chronicles so unique. When thinking about the game's art style, we decided that because most games of this generation focus on realism and realistic graphics, we weren't quite sure if this approach would work for it. What we ultimately wanted to achieve was for players to identify with these characters and not get caught up in the grotesque, realistic nature of war itself. Choosing a less realistic art style moved the focus away from the brutality of war and onto the characters and their personalities. We ultimately settled on warm colors, almost like a watercolor painting, because they seemed to convey the strong message of humanity we were telling with the story. Very serious modern-day topics drive the story in Valkyria Chronicles. Though, like the art style, the premise of the game is not completely realistic. There are many elements of fantasy, but one of the things we wanted to communicate with the game is that what's been done in the past and what we do today creates our future. That's one of the underlying messages in the game, and we felt that using very sensitive and important topics would better communicate that. There's a lot to look forward to in Valkyria Chronicles. Unfortunately, we didn't have time to implement trophy support, but it does support a new Game Plus option, so you can take your characters and play through again and find new challenges. From the art design, to the hybrid combat system, to the emotional storytelling, we've created something very different from other modern RPGs. I think gamers will really enjoy it.